Well, friends, good afternoon and welcome back. My voice is audible now.
Yes, sir.
Well, so we are discussing about that business model. We'll go to that point. I'm going to share that screen. In the meantime, you can also discuss if you got any query. Yeah. So this is in fact the business model, which is our project. So I told you you have to give a project report. Uh, Try to bring some improvement. I have done it in a particular way, but you can definitely improve it further. So XUV, you can write it here, project number. In between, you can write one more thing. This you can, sorry,
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
one second. So what I'm saying, yeah, you can write institute's name. Then you can write subject. This project is under which subject you can write. Subject maybe you can write indirect tax law. And this is your first project, project number 1. You can write your name, your ID. Now, after that, once again, I'll be explaining you how we have done it. You see this first, you can say up to this, point number 1 to 6. These are the things which has to be filled up manually, is it not? The remaining part should be auto-computed. Automatically that should compute. That should help us in taking business decisions. Okay, any doubt you have? Let me quickly explain you. First thing, rates applicable under regular scheme on output. These rates are normally you get from rate schedule, and also there is a link in CBIC website. You can find rates there. Then this has to be manually find because the different rates are applicable. For someone it might be 18%. For some people it might be 6%. For some services, some supplies it might be 28%. A rate applicable on input, that also that varies from input to input, from supply to supply. The rate under composition scheme, that also sometimes it might be 1%, some cases 5%, some cases 6%. So you have to decide and fill it up here manually. Then gross sales value at a regular scheme is this much. At what price you'll be able to sell that figure, you can take it. Gross sale value under composition scheme, it may be this much. Many cases you may find they are same, but some cases they may vary. The example I gave you earlier in the previous class, sometimes it may vary. Maybe a regular scheme you may be selling it as 1,18,000, but a composition scheme you might be selling it at 1,06,000 or 1 lakh rupees also you can sell it. Is it not? Then gross purchase value, that means input value, you have to take it at what price you are purchasing. After this, you have to fill it manually. Okay. Next point is how to compute GST and output. How to compute GST and output? You see what formula we have used? GST output total value divided by 100%, then divided by 118% into 18%. So what I can do, if you want, you can write it here, is equal to 4 divided by 100% plus this is an output we are calculating, plus 1 then multiplied with 1. Yeah, that is the formula. This is how you can do it. Okay, are you getting? This is the formula. You can get GST and output, you can compute. This is the formula applying which you can automatically compute. Then sales value of GST, this is how you can do it. You can say 4 minus what? 4 minus 7. You can say 8 is equal to 4 minus 7. Here also previous formula you can write 7 is equal to 7 is equal to this. Okay, are you getting? Any doubt you have? GSTN input, how you are computing here? GSTN input are 9. 9 is equal to input value. How? Where is input value? Input value is 6. 6 divided by 100% plus input value is in 2. 100% plus 2. Then multiplied with again 2. This is how you can compute net purchase value. Or you can say 10 is equal to 10 is equal to, how to compute net purchase value? What minus what? Please tell me. Which cell minus which cell? How to compute net purchase value? Please speak it out.
So 6 minus 9.
Right, exactly. 6 minus 9. 6 minus 9. Okay. Now GST payable under regular scheme. How to calculate? Now help me. 11 is equal to what? GST payable under regular scheme. Who can tell me?
Sir, 7 minus 9.
7 minus 9. Good. 7 minus 9. Okay. Now, GST payable under composition scheme or 12 is equal to what? Under composition
Sir,
scheme,
5 multiplied by 3.
5 is okay. What you are saying exactly? 5 multiplied with 3. Fine. And profit and regular scheme. Tell me the formula. 13 is equal to what minus
4,
what? How much?
4 minus, sir,
4
4 minus 6 minus
4 minus 6 minus 4 minus 6. Okay. Minus
11.
minus 11. Good. And profit under composition scheme. You can say this thing 14 is equal to
5 minus
5 minus
6
5 minus 6. What is 6? Plus principal. Okay. Minus 6
minus 12.
minus 12. Right. This is what you can do. And if you face some difficulty in formula, once again I am showing you the formula. You see, this is the formula, this is the pattern. If bracket start cell C75 is more than C74, comma, then within inverted comma, what you want to be displayed there. If this is more than that, then you want display should be opt for composition scheme. That should be within inverted comma. And if it is not there, then display should be give a comma, then again inverted comma, go to regular scheme. Okay. If right, understood? I think now you'll be able to make this business model. Yeah, some of you have already submitted the model. Try to bring some improvement. I want you should submit this model by next Saturday. By next Saturday means that means yeah, by 29th all of you should submit. Okay, right? So this is your project. By 29, by
So
5.
on the same MS Excel we have to submit.
Yeah, same MS, the same file you had already done, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one more sheet should be on composition scheme. One
one
model
is-
you have done, we have evaluated that model. That was a part of our continuous evaluation exercise. And this is a separate project. Next sheet, the same file, you should have only one file. In the same file, You can have one more project. 29th August, by 29th August by 5 p.m. So I expect all of you must have submitted this. Is it okay for you? Is it clear to you how you can do it? Or still you have some query? Feel free to ask me that thing. Any query you have?
No, sir.
No. Well, fine. So let us enter into a new area. I think composition scheme you have thoroughly understood. What is inverse charge? Earlier we had discussed it. We'll be discussing it in detail subsequently. You can say two kinds of charges are possible. One is forward charges, other one is reverse charges. Forward charges when GST is payable by the supplier of the goods or services, it is called forward charges. Most of the transactions are covered under forward charge mechanism. But there are some limited transactions like transport agency services, legal services, rent-a-car services, manpower services, import of taxable services, security services. Right. So like this, some limited services are there to these kind of services. Reverse charge mechanism is applicable. When I say reverse charge mechanism is applicable, the liability to pay tax is shifted to the recipient. The recipient means the person who is receiving the supply. It becomes his responsibility to deposit GST with government. Understood? This is called reverse charge mechanism. Well, now there are some supplies which are exempted from GST. I had broadly narrated you in your previous classes. They are basically goods of essential goods or essential services are covered here, like raw vegetables, raw fish, etc. There is a definition of exempted supply. Section 2, clause 47 explains that thing. Means the supply of any goods or services or both which attracts nil rate of tax or which is wholly exempt from tax either under section 11 of CGST Act or section 6 of IGST Act. If this is so, that is an exempted supply, and it also includes non-taxable supplies. So there are some one more definition is there about non-taxable supplies. They are also included. This is the definition of exempted supply. What is non-taxable supply? These are the supplies on which GST is not levied. This is the definition, exhaustive definition. We will see it subsequently also. Exemption chapter we will be learning at that time. Once again, we will be covering this. Now, friends, this is another area, seamless flow of credit. This topic also I had initiated earlier, but I will go a little deep into that topic today. How seamless credit is possible. Last class, with the help of whiteboard, I tried to explain you how one kind of GST, it may be IGST, maybe CGST, maybe SGST, that input credit can be aware and that can be utilized. Input credit how it can be transferred from one state to another state. That example we had discussed. Once again, I would like to explain it. Now you see, GST, is a consumption-based or destination-based tax, right? So the revenue ultimately is received by the state where the supplies are consumed. So the revenue of SGST is ordinarily accrues to the consuming state. Okay. Now look at this picture. This picture is visible to you. Okay. Now have a look at this. Suppose a supplier is, he might, let us say, we will talk about the input part of the supplier. When he is purchasing something or he is receiving some kind of supply as his input, he might be having CGST credit, SGST credit, or IGST credit. Three kinds of credits are possible. Is it not? In which case you will be having IGST credit, and which case you will be having CGST and SGST credit? Who can explain me? Who can explain me in which situation one can have IGST credit and in which situation one can have CGST plus SGST credit? Mridula, can you explain?
Sorry, sir. So can you repeat?
The question is that a supplier may have IGST credit, may have CGST credit, may have SGST credit. That means these are the credits and these are the ITC may be available with him.
Yes.
The question is that in which situation he will be having IGST credit and in which situation he will be having CGST plus SGST credit. What are the situations? Okay.
Sir, a taxpayer can
Taxpayer can?
have IGST credit.
In which situation? Which situation IGST credit will be there? IGST credit means ITC is available.
Yes.
IGST ITC is available. In which situation? Okay, let me explain you once again. Right. IGST credit is available only when he has made some interstate purchase. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
He must have paid IGST. That means he must have made some interstate purchase. And CGST, SGST credit will be available only when he has made a local purchase or interstate purchase. Then only these credits will be available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, understand. Now, try to understand. Let us read this sentence. Then I'll show you the picture. You see this sentence. Mridula, can you read this particular para I want you to read?
Yes, sir. The
Please.
interstate supply in the exporting state is allowed
Wait a
to
minute.
set.
Wait a minute. Interstate supplier in an exporting state. Exporting state means we'll understand. It's not we'll understand. Export means it is going out of the Indian territory. Here, exporting means the supplying state. Meaning, suppose goods are moving from Odisha to West Bengal. Exporting state is Odisha. Importing state is West Bengal. Right. So understand exporting state in that sense. So the interstate supplier in an exporting state. Now read it out. Please read it further.
To set off the available credit of IGST, CGST and SGST or UTGST in that order against the IGST payable on interstate supply made by him.
Okay. Now here it explains that if you are an interstate supplier, okay, now look at the picture. If you are an interstate supplier, and what kind of credit is available? You might be having IGST credit, CGST credit, and SGST credit. For your local purchase, you might be having CGST plus SGST credit. For interstate purchase, you might be having IGST credit. Okay. But these credits you are allowed to set off against your IGST liability. When this IGST liability will come? Only when making some interstate supply. If you are making local supply, then CGST, SGST liability will be there. That means all these credits you can use to set off your IGST liability. That is what it says. Okay. Can adjust against the IGST payable.
Okay.
Okay, IGST payable. And that too in that order. In that order means first IGST, then CGST, then SGST.
So these three credits can be used to from the IGST liability.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now let us say you think of something like this. Let us say there is a local purchaser. He's purchasing, he's having CGST, SGST credit, but he's making interstate supply. The CGST, SGST credit can be used for settling IGST liability.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now let us say here there is a buyer. Here there is a buyer who has purchased by paying IGST, but he is making local sale. When he is making local sale, he has to pay CGST and SGST. Now
Yes,
what
sir.
he can do, this IGST credit can be utilized for paying liability of CGST and SGST.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Meaning CGST, SGST, IGST, CGST, SGST. All these three credits can be utilized for paying IGST liability. And IGST credit can also be
Can be
utilized for paying IGST,
CGST.
CGST and SGST liability. Okay. Now
Yes.
please read the second sentence. I mean this part. Third sentence, in fact. What is this?
The buyer in the importing state is
Yes.
allowed to avail the credit of IGST paid on interstate purchases made by him.
Yes. So if IGST credit is there, let us say this person is having IGST credit because he has paid IGST. Then he can use the IGST for settling CGST, SGST liability also.
Yes, sir.
So that is how there is seamless credit. Let us say here someone is our state. Let us say someone is here in Odisha. He might be having IGST credit, CGST credit, SGST credit. But let us say he is supplying to Andhra Pradesh. Then all these credits you can use for settling IGST liability. Now let us say here is a dealer in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, he is making local sales at Andhra Pradesh. Then IGST credit he can also use for settling CGST and SGST liability. Is it not? This is how you can say credit moves from one state to another state. That is why we call it as the seamless flow of credit. Understood the concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again we'll elaborate the same thing further. Now you see, the revenue of interstate sale does not accrue to the exporting state. When there is a interstate sale, interstate means goods are going beyond the state. It's the interstate. And you know, since we are talking about the destination-based taxation, the revenue should accrue to the destination state. Is it not? The revenue of interstate sale should not accrue to the exporting state. Rather, it should accrue to the importing state. Now, let us say how that revenue, that GST revenue, moves from exporting state to importing state. That concept we will try to understand. Okay, all of you, please be attentive. Otherwise, this is slightly complex concept, but still we'll be able to understand. Now, what happens? The exporting state transfers to the center the credit of SGST or UTGST used for payment of IGST. Let us say one particular dealer has used SGST, UTGST for payment of IGST. IGST payment should go to center, is it not? Because this is an interstate transaction. From center it will go to the importing state, is it not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
When you're talking about IGST liability, it should go to the center. And from center, it should go to the importing state because it is about interstate transaction. That revenue should not go to the state under this mechanism. So what happens? If some SGST and UTGST is used for payment of IGST, that state should pay that much of money to the center. Center will collect the SGST and UTGST which is used for payment of IGST. Then what center is going to do with that? Center will transfer to the importing state. How it is transferred? If that state is used some IGST, if IGST is used for payment of SGST and UTGST, center will transfer that money to that state. Okay. So once again I will read. The exporting state transfers to the center the credit of SGST, UTGST used for ITS, used for payment of IGST. Okay, so SGST, UTGST used for payment of IGST is transferred to the center. The center transfers to the importing state the credit of IGST used in payment of SGST or UTGST. If some IGST is used for payment of SGST or UTGST, center transfers that amount to that particular state. Okay. This is how credit moves from one state to another state. This mechanism ensures seamless flow of credit. Understood this concept? I will summarize. SGST, UTGST used for payment of IGST is transferred by the state to the center. And IGST used for payment of SGST and UTGST is transferred by center to the state. Okay. This is how seamless flow of credit is ensured. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Now, this concept will not be clarified unless we see an example. So now let us focus on this example. All of you, please be attentive to understand this example. It will, understanding this example will ensure that we get clarity on this subject. Now, first we'll see, this is an example of intrastate supply. Right? First illustration is on intrastate supply. We'll see. So in case of local supply of goods and services, suppose there is a local supply, that is within the state there is a supply. Suppose within our state there is a supply. So what kind of GST will be levied? Which are the two types? What are the two GSTs that will be levied in case of local supply?
CGST and SGST.
SGST. So first we'll see if it is a local supply, intrastate supply. Example is that the value charged is 10,000 rupees. So as you are saying perfectly, here we'll assume GST rate is 18%. So CGST is 9%. It comes to how much? CGST is how much?
900.
900. And SGST is also
900.
900. So total price charged by A to B, here example is that A is supplying to B locally. So the total amount charged is how much? What is the total amount charged?
11,800.
11,800. Now tell me, out of this money which is collected from the supplier, if you go to the, when we're learning how GST is deposited, earlier I had shown you some challan also, how GST is deposited. You'll be seeing this GST is deposited in a challan in different accounts, right? CGST this much, SGST this much, this kind of challans. It is deposited in different accounts. Why it is deposited in different accounts? Because some of this money goes to, if it is deposited a particular account, it will go to state government. If it deposit another account, it will go to the central government, like this. If this is the kind of situation, you tell me how much money will go to the center, how much money will go to the state in this example.
900 will go to the center and 900 will go to state.
Right, exactly. So CGST amount will go to the center and SGST amount will go to the state, is it not? And let us say this is our first stage supplier. There is no input tax credit. We'll start supply from this point. So 900 will go to the center, 900 go to the state. Okay. Now we'll extend this example. This is a very simple situation. You have understood this situation. If you have understood, then only we'll move further. Did you understand this situation?
Yes, sir.
900 will go to the center, 900 will go to the state, because CGST is 900, SGST is 900. Now, next step we'll see. Just give me a minute. Next stage, our assumption is that next stage supplier, what he is doing, he is making a value addition of 20%. Original supply was 10,000. Now this person is making a value addition of 20%. Okay, first supply was A to B. Now what will happen? B has purchased, B will be selling it to C. And again, this is a local sale. B to C locally. Okay. Now B will avail credit because when purchase, B has paid CGST and SGST on that 10,000 rupees. We will avail credit and utilize that credit for payment of his CGST and SGST liability, because he is also selling locally. Now when he is making a value addition of 20%, the base sale value will become how much? 10,000 plus 20% of 10,000. How much will be the base sales value?
12,000.
12,000. On 12,000, how much will be CGST?
So 9%.
9% means amount?
1,080.
1,080. And how much will be SGST?
1,080.
1,080. Okay. What is the total price that will be charged by B from C?
14,160.
14,160. And it is shown to you. So A to B is over. Now B to C, 14,600 rupees will be charged. Okay. Now here thing is that we will be depositing money with the government in two accounts, CGST and SGST account. But here B is having ITC. Is it not? What ITC is having? In the previous slide, if you see, 900 rupees was is paid, that is available to him by way of ITC. Is it not? Now let us say how much money B is going to deposit. Okay, now look at this slide. How much is CGST payable by B? Just now we have computed. How much of
1,080.
1,080. And how much credit is available on CGST?
900.
900. So net CGST payable to central government is how much?
180.
180. Similarly, how much SGST is payable by B?
1,080.
1,080. Is there any credit available on SGST?
The same 900.
Same 900. So how much SGST payable to state government?
180.
180. So this is the money which is deposited. So what we will do, we will in fact deposit only 180 and 180. Okay. His liability is 1,080, but already ITC is available 900. So he has to pay only 180 and 180. Okay. CGST payable 180 and SGST payable 180. Now let us reconcile the government's account. You see, the first column talks about transaction. Second column talks about revenue to central government. And the third column talks about revenue to state government. Okay. The first, when supply is made by A to B, 900 were deposited. Is it not? A deposited 900 rupees in CGST, 900 rupees in SGST. What B has done, B has deposited only 180 and 180. So total revenue they got is 1,080 and 1,080. Okay. So both the governments got equal amount and that is their due. Okay. So this is the GST on the fast sale and this is the GST on the value addition. On the fast supply, this is the GST, this is the GST on value addition. So total this much money they got it. Rightly, both the governments shared it equally. Up to this, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it is clear, let me move forward. Now I will add little complexity to this situation. I will be making it as interstate supply. Okay, interstate supply means first stage we will make local supply, then we will go to the interstate supply. Interstate supply means now IGST will be coming into picture. Right. So in case of interstate supply, you know IGST will be there. But first, stage one, we will be talking about a supplier. Supply is made by X of Odisha to A of Odisha. That means local supply. This part is local supply, first stage is local supply. And the value of goods, base value is again 10,000. And since it is a local supply, what kind of GST will be levied?
CGST, SGST.
CGST and HGST, what is the amount?
18%.
18% means amount, tell me.
So 900.
900 and 900. So total again, same 11,800 will be charged. Okay. And this fast stage will assume this is the fast stage supplier, there is no ITC. So this person will deposit 900 in CGST account, 900 in SGST account. Okay, other class, once again, I'll show you a GST challan. You'll be able to understand how GST is made. Or practically, I'll try to show you a GST payment challan. You can see how GST payments are actually made. Okay, that also I'll be showing you. That is. Now, next we'll move to one stage further. Okay, here what we are doing. Now, supply of goods and services by A of state Odisha to B of state AP. That means supply is made from Odisha to AP. What kind of supply is it? Intrastate or interstate?
Interested.
Interstate. Is it not? If it is interstate,
Yes.
then which GST will be levied here?
IGST.
IGST. Okay. One Odisha supplier is supplying to AP. So let us say he is supplying with value addition of 20%. So base value is 12,000 and IGST will be 18%. And what is the value of IGST here?
2,160.
2,160. And total amount B will be paying is 14,160. Is it not? B will be paying 14,160. Okay. Now IGST will be deposited by whom? By B of Odisha. Okay. Yes or no?
B of AP.
Yeah. So IGST will be deposited by A of Odisha because he is the supplier.
Yes.
Is it not? A is supplier. But whether A is having some ITC,
So 900, 900.
900, CGST, SGST is there. So whether
Yes.
now question comes whether A can use that ITC, that CGST, SGST, CGST and SGST ITC to pay IGST. Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have
Yes.
learned it is possible. Okay, that credit he can use it. So what he can do, IGST payable is 2,160, credit available on CGST 900, credit available SGST. So here you utilize CGST, SGST for paying IGST liability. Okay, IGST payable to government, central government now 360 rupees will be deposited. Okay. Now IGST charged on B of state AP. AP state is paying this much of IGST. Odisha state is collecting. AP state is paying. Okay, IGST which is charged on B of state AP for supply of goods and services remitted by A of state Odisha. Okay. What will happen? This will be deposited in the appropriate account of central government. Right? Yes or no? So Odisha is the exporting state. AP is the importing state. Yes or no? Are you agreeing? Up to this, is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Odisha is exporting state. AP is importing state. Okay. Now Odisha state, what it has done, Odisha state dealer, he has utilized CGST and SGST for paying IGST liability. So Odisha state will transfer the SGST credit, okay, of 900, which is utilized for payment of IGST to central government. Okay, because central government, CGST has come to central government, but IGST was also supposed to come to the central government because central government will transfer it to the Andhra government, Andhra Pradesh government. So whatever SGST credit has been used to settle IGST liability, that has to be transferred by Odisha state government to central government. Okay, read the last sentence. The state Odisha, the exporting state, will transfer SGST credit of 900 utilized for payment of IGST to central government. Okay. Now, let us go to another part. Are you with me up to this? Up to this, whether you have understood? Then I will add one more stage to this. Yes or no? Or you find it difficult? Please reply. Are you finding it difficult?
No, sir.
No. Okay. If you say if you are finding it difficult, then don't worry. One round will cover. Again, tomorrow I will repeat that. Okay. But first listen, let us cover one round. At least let us see. One will have a kind of primary understanding. Now, third stage, what we are doing now, that Andhra Pradesh seller, Andhra Pradesh person who has purchased, that dealer is making again a local sale in Andhra Pradesh with a value addition of 20%. When he is making at he is supplying at Andhra Pradesh, he will be levying again 2 GSTs, local sales. So which GST is going to levy? What kind of GST is going to levy for local sale? Can someone tell me? Anurag, can you tell me?
Yes, sir.
When an Andhra Pradesh dealer sells goods locally, which kind of GST he will be charging?
So CGST, SGST.
GST. But which kind of ITC he is having? He has purchased from Odisha. So what kind of
Yes,
ITC?
Sir, he has IGST and
IGST, ITC.
Yeah, IGST.
IGST, right. Now, we will avail the credit of IGST paid by him for purchase of goods and services and utilize that IGST credit for settling CGST and SGST liability. So now, what B is doing is making a value addition of again 20%. So base value now becomes 14,400. CGST leviable is 1,296. SGST leviable again 9%. It comes to 1,296. Total price, all GSTs, both the GSTs and the base value taken together is 16,992. Okay, 992. And this person has to pay a CGST 1,296 and SGST 296, but he is having an ITC of IGST. So what he is going to do, he will calculate like this: CGST liability 1,296. IGST credit is already 1,296. IGST credit is more than that, but he'll utilize IGST credit to the extent of 1,296. Therefore, CGST liability will be nil. He's not going to pay anything as CGST. Okay, because what is his total input? Total credit is available with him is 2,160. Out of 2,160, 2,160, he will use 1,296 to pay CGST liability. Now coming to SGST payable. SGST payable is 1,296 and credit available in IGST is only 864. And balance money he has to pay 432, he has to pay only as SGST. Okay, he has got two liabilities, SGST and CGST. But CGST liability is settled through ITC credit, and SGST liability is settled partly through ITC. And balance money he has to pay in cash. That is 432 rupees has to be paid. Did you understand this example? You may go through the recorded version of this video once again and try to understand this particular example. If still not clear, then again tell me next class. I'll be again repeating that example. Finally, now we'll reconcile the government accounts, central government accounts, state government accounts. We'll be reconciling here. So we have taken 4 columns. First column I'm showing transactions. Second column revenue to central government. Third column revenue to state government, Odisha. And the fourth column revenue to the state of Andhra Pradesh. And as you know, Odisha is the exporting state, Andhra Pradesh is the receiving state or consuming state, and GST is consumption or destination based tax. So ultimately, credit should go to the consuming state or Andhra Pradesh. Let us see how this happens. First, when supply of goods made by X to A, 900 went to central government, 900 went to state government Odisha. Then from Odisha to Andhra, when supply is made, only you see finally 360 rupees is deposited by central government in central government's account. Now, when SGST utilized for part of utilized for settling IGST, that money has to be paid by state to the center. So consequently, transfer from state of Odisha to center is 900 because 900 of state tax is used for settling CGST liability. So Odisha state government will pay 900 rupees and central government will receive 900 rupees. Then when supply of goods made by B2C within Andhra Pradesh, finally that person, what that person has done, IGST credit is utilized for paying, fully utilized for paying CGST, and for SGST, he had to pay 432 rupees. Okay, now since IGST is used for payment of SGST, now what will happen? Central government will pay to the Andhra government to that person. So 864 rupees will be paid by central government and Andhra Pradesh government will be received. Finally, if you calculate, if you see, the total payment received by central government is 1296. Total payment received by Odisha is nil because Odisha is not the consuming state. Okay, goods or supply has made through the state of Odisha, but ultimately it has gone to state of Andhra Pradesh. And Andhra Pradesh government has collected 1296. You can see the central government and the destination state, they have received equal amount of GST. Okay, this example I wanted you to understand so that you can understand, it will help you to understanding the basic concept what you have learned, how SGST, UTGST is transferred from center, SGST, UTGST which is used for payment of IGST is transferred to the center, and center transfers the IGST used for payment of SGST and UTGST to the state. Okay, this ensures, and through this process also we understand how this IGST, CGST, SGST credits can be utilized for settling IGST liability, and IGST credit also utilized for settling IGST, CGST, and SGST liability. Okay. With this, we are coming to the end of a particular portion. Next class, we'll be learning in detail again how these liabilities, input ITCs are settled for payment of various kinds of liabilities. Okay. Which GST can be utilized for settling which kind of liability, that we will be learning in our next class. Do you have any query up to this stage?
No, sir.
Okay. So we'll stop here. As you have remembered, as I had told you
Sir,
earlier.
can you,
Yeah,
sir,
yes.
can you share the YouTube link to the video?
Yeah.
Recorded?
I'll try to share it today itself. Please go
Thank
through
you,
it.
sir. Thank you, sir.
These are important concepts for what I feel. And
Thank you, sir.
now also make that project. Project should reach me by Saturday 5 p.m. Okay, and we'll be doing evaluation. In the class itself, we'll do evaluation. The next class itself, we'll be doing evaluation. Okay, so thanks a lot. Thank you very, very much. We'll catch up tomorrow again. See you then. Bye.
Thank you, sir.